I could do it on there, cool. Hey guys, just Coach here. I'm going to give it a few moments to make sure everybody's had time to jump on board today. So we'll be starting in a few moments' time. Just want to make sure you can hear me loud and clear as well. So let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. How did you get the sound? My settings default. Hello. Okay. Cool. Okay. So let me just share this quick link, guys, and we will be making a start in just a moment's time. Let's get this stuck somewhere. Okay. Hey guys, so it's just Paul here, and so what I wanted to do for you guys today is just go over a few basic principles on nutrition and fat loss, and just a little bit of conviction on why certain things that you're probably trying at the moment isn't going to be working for you. I've got a couple of slides here that I've just knocked up ever so quickly, so you can also follow along on this with the slides. One thing that we're going to be obviously talking about today is nutrition, and really taking the confusion out of nutrition. We are going to be talking about diets and why I feel that they always fail us, and why we'd be better off with ditching the diets And I'm also going to show you a simple strategy that you can use as of today to improve your nutrition, simplify your nutrition, and make things really easy for you. Because as I say, it's not complicated. It is very easy. And I'm going to be showing you that today. So as you guys, I've also streamed it up onto Facebook Live. So you guys watching on Facebook right now, any questions or anything like this, just shoot them over, and you know, I'll try and check up on them as we go along, so we can kind of get some live feedback on as we're learning today's lessons. So this is Fat Loss Made Easy, because it is easy. This is lesson 1. What I'm going to do is divide these lessons up over the next coming weeks, that you can pick up little tactics that you can take away and start implementing from that day that you learn it, and then start using it to start noticing those results in your life. It is easy. It isn't complicated, but it's just made complicated often by books and fads and marketing companies and doctors. And but I really want to provide you with Fat Loss Made Easy, and with inside the Facebook group. If you're a member over there, just search Fat Loss Made Easy on Facebook. And I really want to show to you guys and kind of showcase on here how simple it really is. And most people are complicating it. So let's dive straight in, guys. If you're following on the slides right now, what we're going to start with is why all diets work. Okay, so these are the reasons why. Let me just prepare my, let's get that open. Play the slides. Okay, cool. Okay, why all diets work. So there's two main reasons why all diets work. The first being is that all diets tend to control calories, okay? Whether that's counting calories or just cutting calories, macros, portion control, whatever it is, sins and all these points and things like this, whatever it is, all diets tend to cut a certain amount or restrict or control calories. So there's no two ways about it. You are gonna lose weight, which I'll show you the definition between weight loss and fat loss in a moment's time, and the difference between the two. But all diets tend to work for so long because they control calories to a certain degree. So these are things that all diets have in common. Another thing is that when we are on a diet, we tend to make better decisions. Okay, we are going to be making better decisions when whatever the diet is. You know, it's kind of like common sense, really, isn't it? We're going to have veggies, and we're going to eat good sources of protein, and these kind of things. We're going to try and stay hydrated, and these kind of things. So all diets, whatever you want to choose to do, they all tend to have that in common. They control calories, and that you tend to make better decisions, right? All right, well, let me explain why all diets fail you. Restricting foods, okay? So restricting does not work. It might short term. It might be when you're super pumped because, you know, you're really feeling a real crap about yourself and your body, and you can't look at yourself in the mirror, and you've had things that have happened to you that made you feel really, really small. It might be that you've had a blowout at the weekend and that you're feeling really, really guilty, so you want to get on it on Monday. So when motivation is super, super high, we restrict foods, and it's easy to do. A couple of weeks, we can do that. Okay, motivation is high. Your willpower is tuned in to losing weight, right? To getting into great shape, to making these changes. So far, we can do restricting calories. This is going to work short term. But in the long term, what happens is, and I want you to consider restricting foods as like a swing. Now, when you were a child and you went on to, bear with me, guys, because we are live. We are live, and I'm trying to record this on Facebook with shit internet connection. So do please bear with me. Okay, 2 moments. I think my 4G connection's better than the internet at the moment. Two moments, guys. As always, whenever we do these live events, something has to go wrong with the technology. Yeah. Always, without fail. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna carry on. If this decides to play ball, we will try to get it to work. If it doesn't, too bad. So why all diets fail? So restricting foods will not work. And what I want you to consider is that when we restrict foods, what we are essentially doing is pulling the swing back. Remember when you was on a swing or you was a child, and we pull the swing back. Now, the more that we pull that swing back, eventually we you know, the resistance overcomes, we let go of the swing, and it swings back on the other side, otherwise known as coming off the diet. And as we come off the diet, what happens here is that you know, the binge is on the other side. So we restrict the food, but then we get thrown back on the other side, and that's where we hit the binge. And the bigger the restriction, just like the more that you swung backwards on that pendulum, on that swing, the bigger and more aggressive was the swing on the opposite side. Okay, does that make sense? Cool. Good. Okay, so another reason why all diets fail is the poor nutrition quality. Now, a lot of diets will tend to have poor nutrition quality. Not all. Some will have, you know, tell you to eat your veggies. Obviously, common sense tells you to eat your veggies and eat the good stuff. But a lot of diets do really require very poor nutrition quality choices. So this is another reason why you're failing. You know, your body's crying out for food, but we're providing just empty calories. So although it fills a temporary need, it's not really providing you with the right kind of nutrition that shuts hunger up. So then you know, your cells, your body continues to send out those hunger signals to the brain to tell you to feed me. And then we go to the fridge and we go put, you know, a large cake, and instead of just having a slice, we end up having the whole thing. Right, let's try and get this connected. Take two. Okay, let's hope Facebook and the internet gets its act together. Okay, so another reason why diets fail is that they don't teach you habit building. Okay, they just say, here's the plan and follow it. So they leave you to your own tools, your own devices, and that's it. So just following a plan word for word is, you know, it might be good when you just need that kick up the bum. It might be good when you haven't got totally no idea, but in the long term of things, it's not teaching you long-term habit building. And you know, some diets do, but a majority of them don't. And when we don't form habits, what happens is we go back to old ways. So you're better off starting with a couple of habits, a handful of habits that you can do. Okay, and then and those habits, just do them prolifically, so that you become really, really good at it. And then that you know, that is going to be long-term success, as opposed to you know, not being sustainable when you do lose the weight. So these are all the things that we want to be considering. And the final thing is why all diets don't work, or why all diets fail, is that pretty much all diets tend to work on the basis that you only eat when you're hungry. Okay, and that is a way to, you know, guarantee yourself that you're gonna you know, fail on the diet, whatever the diet may be. You're gonna fail on it if you're only eating when you're hungry. Now, here's why, and I want to explain this, is that most people, when they're feeling a little bit down about themselves, they don't like the look of the body, and they can't look in the mirror, they go, right, I'm gonna go on a diet, and I'm gonna have a blowout on Saturday, so I'm feeling really guilty, and I'm gonna start my diet on Monday. And they tell themselves, right, I'm not going to eat until I'm hungry. So I'm not going to put a piece of food in my mouth until I'm hungry. So they go hours and hours and hours and hours without eating. And they do this day in, day out. And what happens is they're like, although, you know, I'm in control and I'm telling myself that I'm not going to eat, eventually they get this overwhelming feeling where they just can't control themselves, and all of a sudden they are noticing that they're craving chocolate and crisps and biscuits and all these things that are in front of them. It doesn't matter what it is, if it's sweet or if it's savory, it's going down. They can't control the urge. So although they started, and maybe the first couple of weeks of starting a new plan, they were super motivated, and you know, they were feeling really down about themselves, so they're pumped up and motivated to make those changes. Couple of weeks later, when maybe motivation starts to dwindle a little bit, and they're experiencing these hunger pains, all of a sudden they are out of control, and then they're beating themselves up as to why they can't control their hunger. And here's what's going on with that guy. The typical dieter, they are only eating when they are hungry, which takes them out of control. Okay, it puts them out of control. So the moment that you start skipping meals, okay, maybe you've been you're working in the office and you're in and out of meetings and you haven't had a second to sit down and eat or get a piece of food in your mouth. You get back at 5 o'clock and then you start doing something that I call continuous meal. You start from 5 and you don't stop eating until 11 o'clock at night, and you just don't feel full at any stage while you're eating. What's happening is you are out of control now. So this is the typical dieter. They only eat when they are hungry, okay? The moment you become hungry, you are not in control anymore. Your brain starts creating a hormone called ghrelin. I call it the ghrelin gremlin. And the ghrelin gremlin does not understand hunger. The moment the brain starts secreting ghrelin, it takes over you. You are no longer in control. Your conscious decisions are no longer in control. What is in control is the hormone ghrelin. And ghrelin literally does not understand hunger. It eats whatever it likes. Ghrelin is responsible for you opening up that fridge and seeing a cake in the fridge and not just eating a slice of the cake. You eat the whole thing and you still don't feel full. All right. And then you might crack open the biscuit tin. This is ghrelin. You guys on Facebook right now, just let me know if this is you. Put your hand up or just shout a little comment right now. Let me know if this is you. You guys that are listening on the slides right now during the webinar, let me know, is this you? Does this resonate with you? Does this relate to you right now? Because trust me, a lot of people that I've spoken to, this is them. They're either going on a diet and they're only eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or worst case scenario, they're only eating in the evenings because they're skipping meals, and when the only time that they do get to eat is at the service station when they're on the road, and they're not eating anything decent throughout the day, anything with nutritional quality throughout the day, and then come 5 o'clock, they just can't stop eating. They start this process of continuous eating. Is that you guys? Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it relates. Okay, so there you go. There's why all diets will fail. Okay, and this is where the diet industry is really misleading a lot of people. And you will see me have a go at diets at times because I hate all diets. I do not like diets. Like I just mentioned, all diets tend to work because they control calories and you tend to make better food decisions. All right, but why all diets fail is that they restrict foods. And think of the pendulum. Okay, the more that you pull back, the bigger the swing or the bigger the binge on the other side. A lot of diets, not all, but a lot of diets tend to provide poor nutrition quality or don't have a focus on nutrition quality. And another reason is that they are not teaching those habit building systems so that you're getting sustainable long-term fat loss instead of just a quick hit. And the final one is that people are only eating when they are hungry. The biggest mistake that I see. So this is going. If you're following on the slides right now, you can follow along. But this is how we can start fixing your nutrition. Okay. The first thing. So I'm going to give you a little methodology before we wrap things up right now, guys, because I got to shoot off and get my lunch. But before I shoot off, I want to give you a little system to start to put into play to help you fix your nutrition. So what we need to do is fill your gap, okay? We've got to fill in the gap on nutrition. Now, gap is an analogy that I put together. If I was to walk into a supermarket and think, right, I need to get a good, healthy meal inside my body, the first thing that I'm going to do is, I'm going to tell myself, right, I need my meal that I need is got to fill my gap, okay? Now, so I go into the supermarket. G stands for greens. Okay, so I'm going to look for my greens. I'm going to hunt down some greens. I'm going to get some spinach. I'm going to get some watercress, might be some rocket, might be some broccoli, might be some kale, but I'm going to hunt down my greens. That's the first thing that I'm going to do. Second thing, A is for antioxidants. I'm going to hunt down some colors, okay? So I'm going to look for some oranges. I'm going to look for some purples. I'm going to look for some reds. I'm going to put it all together in the meal. It might be a bowl of veggies that I'm preparing. It might be a salad that I'm preparing. And then P, the final thing, you know it, is protein, okay? So that's filling your gap. So if you were to work, like somebody come to me, like, I'm totally clueless on nutrition. What do I need to do? We just lost Facebook again because internet is fantastic. People are totally clueless on nutrition. They don't know what to do. Well, all you need to do, guys, is go into that supermarket and fill your gap. Where the greens coming from, where the antioxidants coming from, and where's your protein. Okay. The next thing that we need to do is we need to fill up. Okay. We need to fill up on your F's. And this is F's for fluids. Okay. This is F for fiber. And the final one is F for fats. Okay, so F for fluids, F for fiber, and F for fats. Now, here's what's going to happen when you start eating consistently throughout the day. Okay, not just thinking that you need to eat only when you're hungry, but actually eating consistently throughout the day. What will happen is the ghrelin hormone that we mentioned earlier, ghrelin hormone that takes you out of control and takes all your conscious decisions and kills all your willpower. The moment that that comes out of control, okay, ghrelin takes over. You're no longer in control. So to get you in control, what we need to do is prevent the struggle. Don't fight it. That is the golden rule that I want you to take away today, is to prevent the struggle from happening. Don't fight it. Now, if you're the dieter that's only eating when they're hungry, you are going up to the point where you're hungry, ghrelin hormone takes over, your conscious decisions are no longer in control, and you start making poor decisions. Okay? If we prevent that struggle, you don't have to fight it. That is a much smarter approach that we want to do. Okay, so the way that we do that is, you've guessed it, we need to eat small, consistent meals to stay out of hunger. So eating every 2 to 3 hours of filling up your gap and filling up on your Fs, okay, to fill up on your Fs, we will stay out of hunger. We will keep the ghrelin gremlin at bay, and we do that by eating small and often every 2 to 3 hours. Now, that might be a breakfast at 7 o'clock. That might be a snack at 10:30. It might be a lunch at midday at 1 o'clock. Then it might be a snack at 3 o'clock, and then your evening meal at 5:30. Okay. And typically meals, we're looking to fill the gap. Your protein, so your snacks, so like the 10:30 and the 3 o'clock snack. What we want to do, the rule of thumb with snacks, is to go for we want to go for protein and veggies. Okay, we want to go for protein and veggies for your snacks. Not an 11's bar or a tracker bar, whatever you have these days. Not loads and loads of carbs or anything like that. A bit of fruit or some veggies with some protein. It might be an apple with some good fiber in the apples. It might be an apple with like 10 almonds. It might be half a tub of hummus with some carrot sticks and some celery sticks and some pepper sticks and cucumber and things like this. So for snacks, we want to think fiber. Okay, we want to think veggies from the fiber from the veggies. We want to think veggies, and we want to think protein. Okay, doing this is going to keep you out of the struggle, prevent you from experiencing the struggle, so that you can start to notice the change that you want to see. So I've just wrapped a few things up, guys. It was a bit all over the place because of the recordings. Let me just swap my screen for a second. There we go. You can see me again. So right, let me just explain fat loss, or how it occurs. Okay, so let's go back to the dieting. Dieters right now are, and especially I posted about this the other day, about the people that are dieting but without exercise, without strength training, which is the worst thing you can do, because exercise needs to be the stimulant so that you don't lose the muscle tissue. If you're just dieting and cutting calories without stimulating that muscle tissue, the body doesn't think vanity. It doesn't it doesn't think, okay, I'm gonna lose body fat. What it thinks is, I'm gonna lose the most metabolically active tissue on the body, muscle tissue on the body. So it gets rid of the muscle, because that's eating all the calories. So it doesn't think vanity. We've got to start thinking, right, if I want to lose body fat, I need to start providing more food. Let me just take a sip of water, guys, and let's see if we can get one more live recording with Facebook. Get this internet connection. Okay, you guys on Facebook, I do apologize. We're still recording this. It's been a bit all over the place at the moment, mostly because the internet keeps going, and yeah, technology. The live webinars and things like this wouldn't be the same without things going wrong. So we're back anyway now. What I want to talk about right now, the final thing that I'm going to speak about, if you shoot me an email as well, guys, I'll get you the full recording sent over, because it's been a bit patchy today. So if you want the full recording, you want to learn what we've been speaking about today on nutrition, then shoot me over an email. I'll get it sent over. I'll get you the full video and the slides sent over to you. But what we're going to wrap up on now is just understanding the difference between fat loss and weight loss. So we've been talking about diets, we've been talking about weight loss, and I mentioned about it last week, and it caused a bit of a stir with all your clueless Slimming World Defense League jumping on the bandwagon to attack me. But what the real reason is not that I was picking on diets. The real reason I was talking about was that you cannot cook calories and then not strength train. You need to add strength training into your fat loss program. Now, here's the reason being: your body, your brain doesn't think, oh, we cook calories, and it starts thinking of vanity. It doesn't think, right, I'm going to lose some fat. Fuck you, Facebook. Sorry, guys. It's the Facebook keeps going. The internet is really shoddy. So it doesn't think vanity. It doesn't think vanity. What it thinks is that survival. It thinks about survival. So when we stop putting food into the diet, when we stop putting food into the body, it doesn't think, right, I need to burn some body fat. It thinks, right, the first thing that we need to do is preserve life. So it puts all the fat around your torso, puts all your fat around your tummy. It'll get rid of the fat from the extremities, the legs and the arms, because it's not necessarily needed there, but it starts to store it all around the tummy. So these dieters, they might look good in clothes, but they look really shit naked, okay? Of their own wrongdoing, and mostly because it's been misleaded, but it's your own fault if you choose to not ask questions. So you end up with this horrible spare tire around your body. Now, what we're doing at the team is reversing that effect. Okay, for a lot of people, we're reversing that effect. We're putting the muscle tissue back on the body, and we're increasing their lean mass, and naturally the fat mass goes down. This is fat loss, not weight loss. So the dieter will go onto a calorie restricting diet, whatever the method of that diet is. Okay, and a lot of these, this is what I was kicking off about the other week with Slimming World, is a lot of the reps are saying, don't exercise when you're doing this, because they know that the muscle is going to remain on the body, and there's going to be some water remained on the body because of exercising. Okay, so they say don't exercise, and then you're going to lose more weight, and then what that results in is a world, this is global, a world of people, misled people that are hooked on the endorphin rush, are being told every week that they're losing a little bit of weight. So we've got a global problem of people getting hooked on losing weight, but not really understanding what weight's being lost. Okay, so when we cook calories, don't provide any strength training. The strength trains the stimulus that tells the body to maintain the muscle on the body, the essential part of what we're trying to do here. Okay, to achieve fat loss. If you've got an excess amount of weight and your muscle tissue, your lean mass is very, very low, the first thing you need to do is increase that lean mass so that the fat mass goes down. Otherwise, you're always pissing against the wind. Okay, it's always an uphill struggle. So the first thing to go when you cut those calories on these dieters, the body doesn't think of vanity. It doesn't think, right, let's cut some body fat off the body. It goes, let's preserve life. So we're going to get rid of the muscle tissue, because the muscle tissue, the most metabolically active tissue in the body, is consuming all these calories, but we need to save calories so that we can prolong life. So it gets rid of the muscle. So then you step on the scales and think, yes, I'm losing weight, brilliant. I'm getting this endorphin rush. I must be doing good. I'm going to give you a badge, and you're thinking, brilliant, fantastic. I must be going in the right direction. But the sinister thing about all of this is that you are lowering your metabolism, and we're getting older each and every year. Sorry to break the news to you, but we're getting older each and every year, and it becomes more and more difficult. And as we get older, we're on the decline. The more and more the tide is pushing you out, the more and more you have to do stuff to push against the tide. The more and more you have to swim against the tide. Okay? So if we are doing these diets that are lowering our metabolism over year by year by year, we are naturally going to get fatter and fatter and fatter and have a harder time at losing weight. So what's the team doing is increasing this lean muscle mass by getting to your workouts, and then providing with the correct pre, during, and post nutrition, workout nutrition, and then providing that diet that results in fat loss and not weight loss. Fill your gap, fill up on your Fs, you're going to achieve that. So now we know what diets or cutting calories are going to do, or restricted calorie cutting. Let's look at fat loss. So achieve fat loss, and to stay out of that hunger, what we need to do is eat consistently throughout the day. Okay. We want to provide the body with nutrition. We want to provide the body with the building blocks to maintain lean muscle mass and naturally that fat mass will go down. So all you need to be focusing your mind on is getting stronger. That's one thing that we need to do. We need to get stronger. So we're going to, instead of stepping on the scales all the time, or ask yourself the question, are you getting stronger first? If you're getting stronger, your lean muscle mass must be going up, And then you can be like me eventually, and you can have a pizza and not have to worry about getting a pair of hips, okay? Because you can keep your muscle will literally eat those excess calories, okay? So we want to get that lean muscle mass up. We do that by strength training 3-4 times per week. Okay, then we want to get that diet in place. We want to get that pre, during, and post nutrition in place. When we do that and combine the two together, we're laughing. So that's a little talk about on fat loss and weight loss, the difference. We want inches disappearing. We want fat disappearing. We want to be getting leaner. If you're, these diets, what they do is they make people smaller, saggier, flumpier versions of themselves, and then with loads of excess skin. Please don't do it this way, okay? We're going to do it the right way. We're going to take care of you at the team. We're going to look after you. We're going to do it the right way. We're going to increase that lean mass. We're going to get that fat mass down. We're going to do it the safe way. We're going to have a lot of fun while we're doing it as well. A lot of enjoyable, a lot of support, a lot of enjoyable times, a lot of support. And any questions or anything like that, you send it over to me, your coach. You can post any questions up on this video below. I'm going to get it all emailed out to you today. I'm sorry about the distractions that we had today with the internet, with Facebook technology. I didn't invent it, but things happen, right? Life isn't always success. Isn't this? It's not linear. Success is this, okay? But as long as we stay on that right path and we stay vigilant on that right path, we will get to where we want to be. We're going to obviously have an easier time because we're together, and together we are stronger. So, okay, guys, I'm going to get this email sent out to you. Again, I do apologize for the interruptions that we had today. Any questions, please do shoot them over. I didn't answer everything in today's call. This was just a little short lunch and learn lesson that I wanted you to either tune into or watch later. Next week, we'll be back with another strategy, another tactic that I want you to do. But right now, all you need to be thinking is, right, I need to fill my gap and I need to fill up on my Fs. I'll see you next week.